The Cornish cross breed is great. They grow really big, really fast, supposedly without a lot of feed. They are efficient. We found putting them on pasture gave us an end product that was undescribable, delicious, unlike anything you could find in a CAFO, a confinement animal feeding operation. But this is our 6th year raising Cornish cross chickens on pasture, and they keep dying. Well, dying before their processing date, and we can't figure out why. Over the last 6 years, we've gone through variable weather conditions, viruses, feed deficiencies, and even cannibalism. And finally, we've decided that the problem isn't the weather, the viruses, the feed deficiencies, or even the cannibalism. The problem is the pasture. Really? Now, wait a minute. Isn't the pasture supposed to be the best place for them? The place for them to frolic and play and...
Has he had a long history of mental illness?
And have all of this room to express their natural capabilities? Well, yeah. The thing is, these chickens were created in a lab.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Designed for climate-controlled, automatic-fed, sterile facility. And while filled with good intentions, putting them on pasture seems and feels like the right thing to do. A natural system. But maybe it's just the opposite. Maybe it's torture. Maybe it's the worst possible environment for these chickens to be in. These chickens grow really big, really fast. Sometimes their legs can't hold them. And while we make them exercise to build that stability and that muscle tone, maybe they just aren't meant for pasture. So, forgetting everything that we've learned and been taught about raising animals in the least amount of days with the least amount of input costs, we are changing things up a little bit. So we talked with the lady that hatches our eggs, Kim, and we were explaining to her what we were trying to do. We want a bird that can forage, can handle the weather, and that's good on pasture, but ultimately gives us a good meat quality. So she put her thinking cap on, and the first thing she did is she gave us these Red Rangers. She hatched out these Red Rangers on her own. So from my research and what she told me, the Red Ranger is a cross between a red laying hen and some kind of meat bird like a Cornish cross. So that's what we have. We grabbed 20 of them, and they started with the last batch of chickens, and they're finishing with this batch of chickens because they do take about 12 to 14 weeks to finish out. So they're finishing with these guys. They're gonna get processed at the same time, and we are really excited to see how they cut out. If they cut out well, then we will probably do them next year. But then she continued to have her thinking cap on.
That's brilliant.
Cool. It is?
Absolutely. Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
And she thought about something else. Kim said, hey, I have this other bird that's my own meat cross, and I really like them. Do you want to try them? I'll send 2 with you. So we have these 2 chickens that are just kind of a cross of some things, and they are huge. They have considerably been bigger than the Cornish cross the whole time, and they hatched with these Cornish cross chickens. So they too are going to be processed at the same time, and we are really excited to see how they turn out because they look great. But wait, there's still more to this experiment. This year has been all about new life. New human life, new life on the farm, and that's where these chickens come in. These chickens were the first chickens that we hatched on our farm. We have White Rocks, Dark Cornish, and the Iron Chemanis because we thought they were cool. But we want to experiment with these White Rocks, Dark Cornish, and get them crossed and have them purebred and see what their meat quality is like. They have grown considerably slower. They don't eat as much feed and they don't drink as much water, but they are pretty darn small. So that may be something that we look into. If it takes 6 months or more to grow out a chicken, well, maybe that's not exactly what we're looking for, but we'll see how the quality is and where it goes from there. We wouldn't be breaking new roots, who we are, without challenging the status quo. So we're experimenting. Let's find a breed that is meant to be outside, meant to eat grass, dirt, and bugs, move every single day, and not just survive in that environment, but thrive. So we are experimenting. We are looking to find a breed of chicken that can naturally reproduce, naturally eat forage, and naturally thrive outdoors. Which one will it be?